Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Tora School Online. Today I will explain why the guy wires, especially like this, are not the optimum styling technique. And I will also style this European spruce. We are in late spring now, and as you can see, this spruce is full of new growth, so the right time to cut it back and to style it. First I will remove these ugly guy wires, and while doing that I will explain why this is not the optimum technique. The technique of pulling a branch down with a guy wire is not the best solution for several reasons. When a branch is anchored at only one point and pulled downward, it tends to bend into an arc, creating what is commonly known as a fishing rod effect. This makes it difficult to precisely control the branch's direction and shape. Furthermore, once the wire is removed, the branch will usually return to its original position quite quickly. It is also not the most attractive looking method, especially when there are many guy wires on the tree or when the wires are excessively thick. A much better technique is traditional wiring. When a branch is wired correctly and then bent into position, we have complete control over its direction and shape. The bending process creates small microfractures within the branch, and as these heal, the branch retains its new position even after the wire is removed. As a result, the outcome is both faster and more effective. Conifers that are properly and neatly wired with copper wire can even be exhibited while still wired, as the wire is generally unobtrusive and does not detract from the tree's appearance. Okay, I think that I removed all the guy wires. Now I will deal with the next issue of this tree, the overgrown canopy. Because of that, we don't see any lines, any empty spaces. Also, we don't see any structure of the crown. But this is maybe not the most important thing. The most important thing that this tree may look very healthy, very strong from the far, but when we look closer, when we open up the crown, we can see how the inner branches, inner buds are starting to die off. Not just that, this kind of canopy is calling for the spider mites, which are the #1 killer of the spruces. So, because of the design and especially because of the health of the tree, we must open up the canopy, let the air and the sun into it. So, with everything explained, let's start working. Of course, as usually, I will start at the bottom and continue towards the top. I will start with the first bottom branch, which is this one. I will cut it back with structure in mind, and then I will wire it. I'm cutting off all the weak and unperspective branches, then the branches which are growing from the wrong spots. So I am building the structure, the proper structure of the branch. Even though I explained it already many times in my videos, this is just a pure water. I spray only spruces because I want to maintain the moisture in the needles. By doing that, and by my experience, about 80% less needles will fall off during the styling. Now the wiring and styling. During the wiring I will cut back the new shoots even more to compact the tree. I already cut off about 50% of greenery, but the crown is now much lighter and the lines are already visible. Here and there, the guy wire technique is useful. In this case, for example, the branch is too thick to be bent just with wiring, so I will use the guy wire, but in the way that I will be controlling the angle of the bending. So I first wired the branch, and now I will use the guy wire to bend it down. As you can see, I use the thinnest wire possible, so that is almost invisible. Wiring can be extremely time-consuming, especially on spruces, but for me it's a kind of meditation. Now I will just paint the deadwood with lime sulfur, and then we will talk about the result. I will spray it with water to moisturize it, and then I will paint it with lime sulfur. And here are some final thoughts. At the beginning we had just a big round bush with no visible lines and no empty spaces. Now we have nice spruce with two tops with clearly visible lines and empty spaces which are emphasizing that lines. We have nice nebari, a lot of movement, tapering and light crown. Now I will put the tree into Konoma to enjoy it. Thanks for watching and see you all in the next one.